Hey guys, Carl from Cyclone FPV, and I have an RMA here, and this actually was sent back to me. So let me go ahead and open this up. When I first had it in here as an RMA, I put it on the bench and found nothing wrong. I mean, it was just kind of weird, but customer got it back and said, no, it's still acting up. So I said, okay, let's do this again. We're gonna try this one more time, and who knows, we'll see what happens. So the one thing that we didn't do is, man, this guy, he definitely takes his time to wrap this stuff up. I will give him props. No pun intended. But let me, oh my gosh. Okay, maybe a little too good. I can't open the thing. There we go. So we're gonna check this out. I see he's left me a note in here. Let's see what the, huh?
Just to, it was the F405 OSD, right?
Yes. So we're gonna go ahead and open this up. Let me see. I think the note is just basically something. Please, you must. Okay. All right. So here we go. You're getting right back. It's here. Okay. So we're looking at the Wind5 Lite, and there's something about this. I'm gonna try to figure out exactly what the problem is here. I did try this before. Like I said, we couldn't duplicate it. So let me go ahead and see now what he is experiencing again. Let's make sure everything makes sense. All right, so we're going to, one thing we are going to do is we are going to disconnect the VTX because we do not want to interrupt our camera signal here to do this testing, especially because I know that we need to show him this video as well and get this taken care of. Okay, so let's just get to it. All right, I'm going to put this here. Let's go ahead and let's power this off real quick. And let me see. So, looks like really the only way to really make this work is going to be to, I see that it's over here. So I'm going to turn my soldering iron on, and I'm going to disconnect the positive from here. As long as I don't have that dragging around, we should be okay. And then I can power this up and really see what's up. So we'll give that a second real quickly. Let's see what happens. Soldering iron is heating up here, so it'll be just a second. Hey, Brian says that he's short 4 batteries, by the way. Okay. So I told him that's fine. We'll get it to him. It doesn't have to be now or anything. I'm just making note of it. Okay, so our soldering iron is getting ready to get to where it needs to be. So let's go ahead and just grab this wire right here, and we're just going to disconnect it. Come on, there we go. And that should, if I'm not mistaken, hopefully that was the right one. Yeah, it's just all twisted, but there you go. All right, now with the VTX disconnected, I have nothing to worry about here. We can go ahead and power this up. Let's go ahead and do that. Tell you what, I'm not comfortable with this thing being exposed like that. I'm gonna do the same thing to this one I did to the other ones. I'm gonna go ahead and put a double-sided tape on this to protect this cable. I mean, to protect this this board here. Alright, it should work for the time being, at least to keep it somewhat safer. Smoke stopper that can cause smoke is not a good idea. Let's do that. There we go. Alright, now let's go ahead and plug this in. Rate of flight. Bless you.
Excuse me.
Okay, so one thing that we're going to notice here, I'm gonna turn this off, disarm it, right? I'm gonna turn it back on. So I noticed that definitely there is, RPM wise, maybe there's a little bit of a difference where motor 4 seems to be out. So let's just try this real quick. Let's disconnect this. Let's go back to configuration. Let's change this to one shot 125. Let's click save. Okay. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and head over to BL Heli. Let me see who's blowing up my phone here. Okay, nobody important. Okay, so now let's go ahead and read the setup. Okay, so what I want to do here is I want to flash the ESCs. Okay, go to 32.8. and then we're going to calibrate ESC, and then what I'm going to do is put a receiver on. Hey babe, do I have a TBS crossfire module? Can you see in my radios right there? Let me get you. I must have a TBS crossfire module, wouldn't I, right? Wouldn't I save you one for me? That wouldn't be in that one. See what these maybe? Nope, not there. Nope, not there. Yep, right there. So I have a TBS crossfire here. So good. I can get this shot. Yay. Never know. Okay, so we're doing the updates, and I'm going to go ahead and get this bound to my radio and give it a test flight here in just a minute. And I'm going to try to find my coffee at the same time. Somewhere in this building is a coffee that has my name on it. No, don't get up with it. Oh, go on, let's see mom.
What? No, I'm good. Thank you, though. I don't know. Is this your way of just wanting a new one and not asking?
No, I really have coffee.
I get it. I get the hints.
No, it's not a hint.
I'll go in there.
Forget it. I really don't know where I put it though. If you do find it, let it know that it's severely missed.
I'll make you another.
Oh, I don't want you to have to do all that. Who's little? All right, so where are we at? We are at 3 months. We're doing the 4th one. Okay, so let that update. Noodles, what do you need? What's up, dog? What's up, dog? Night girl. How you doing, Noodles? Good girl. Yes, you are. All right.
Let me go find that coffee.
I don't know. It's like, oh, here it is. I found it. Boom. See that?
Well, it's gonna be done, and you're gonna be like, oh.
Okay, look. You can't just be picking on me now, okay? That's not fair. All right, so the ESC is updated to 32.8. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go through the calibration portion of this using the one shot. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to ESC setup. Let's make sure that our throttle calibration is enabled right here. And we're going to go ahead and say right set. Now there shouldn't be anything to really write because it's already been done. There you go. So now what we're going to do is we're going to disconnect. Okay. Okay, now we're going to power off. And remove, there we go, plug it back in. Now here's what's going to happen. Before we power it back on, we're going to connect. Going to go to our, let's go ahead and reset. Go to our motors. Hush, turn this all the way up, turn this on. Excellent. Now we're going to turn these off. We're going to disconnect. We're going to go back to BL Heli. Read our setup. Okay, and you see how they say they're not in sync? We're going to go ahead and correct that real quickly. So we're going to do our motor 1 is min 1020, max 2010. Motor 2, min 1018, max 28. Motor 3, min 1020, max 2011. Motor 4, min 1021, max 2012. So the highest throttle is 28, I think. Yeah, 28. And we have 1021. So we're going to go to 1021 and 28. That would get all of them to match. We're going to write that. So every motor has the same thing. Perfect. And then we're going to turn off throttle calibration. Write that again. Okay. Now, we're going to disconnect. Since we didn't do a firmware update, we don't have to power anything off. We're just going to go ahead and connect here. I'm going to go to our motors. And what I want to see here is okay. So with that said, I'm going to power this off. Unplug, and we're going to go ahead. Oops, hold on. I need to verify something. I should have done this already. Just to make sure we've got these spinning the right way. We had them reversed here, so let's go to motors again and just make sure. Then we do this, motor 1, Okay, motor 2, that's correct. Motor 3. Okay, and on motor 4. Correct. Now we can take this, disconnect. Now we can power it off. Turn it off. Okay. Now I'm going to just get some very tiny motors because I don't feel like doing too much on this. I just want to see if I can fly it. That's a oh. So I do that. And I think I'm just going to use some 3-inch little tiny ones right here. Hopefully there'll be enough thrust to lift this off. And since these are reversed, we're going to put these in this order. I'm going to regret this. No, it's not going to move very much. Well, let's give it a shot. All right, so I will tell you right now that I just tried to fly this, and I do see. Oh my gosh! Shut up with the radio already. So here's the deal. Okay, let me just turn that off. Here's the deal. There is something going super crazy wrong with this right now. So we're going to connect. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go down here, and we're going to go to our CLI. All right. And let me just make sure I have the ports right. So I think I'll go back to connect ports. I will save. Let's see. So we have 6 is ESC, 1 is, and 3 is VTX. ESC, VTX, and 1. Okay. So let's go ahead and go to CLI. Let's do a dump here. Configuration dump. Let's just type dump. Hit enter. Okay. And basically what I want to do is I want to take all of this and save it. So I'm just going to copy. I'll go to my notepad. Paste. I'm going to save as. And babe, can you tell? Well, no, right, right. Is it on the box here, the RMA? Yep, I got it. Okay, so let's go to software, customers. We go to RMA 55, new folder. RMA 5580. Hit enter. Go here and just put dump file. Okay, so we'll save that. All right, now with that done, I'm going to go over here and I'm putting my defaults. Okay. Now that being said, go ahead and connect. Those is apply ports. I'll leave every one of those off for right now. Configuration. We're going to go to one shot. We're going to let them spin at 1070. 888. We don't need any of these. Okay, we're going to go to serial and we're going to go to CRSF. That's fine there. Okay, click save and reboot. Disconnect. Let's go to setup, make sure the up is up, and all that, up, right, left, forward. Okay, now I hate to do this, but okay, so what we're going to do here is we are going to go to our motors. We're going to see how everything. Motor 1, let's go to motor 1. Motor 1 is spinning counterclockwise. Motor 2, spinning clockwise. Motor 3, spinning clockwise. Motor 4. Oh God, why can't I tell what motor 4 is? Alright, motor 4 is spinning counterclockwise. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go to configuration and we're going to tell it that motors are in reverse direction. Save and reboot. Let's connect it again. Go back to our motors and make sure they are maintaining. Yep, perfect. Okay, we'll disconnect. And let's go to our modes. Under our modes tab, we're going to put auxiliary 1 for arm. Switch that out to here. For horizon, we're going to go here and go to auxiliary. Where's 2?
Welcome to OpenTX. Switch warning.
Should be auxiliary 2.
Telemetry lost.
Oh, shut up.
Telemetry recovered.
Okay. All right. Now we're going to disconnect. Here. Mail's here. Okay, there we go. Let's pull this. Huh? It's already up? Now we're going to go ahead and put it back. Let's see what happens.
Telemetry lost.
Yes, I know. Shut up. Back and turn this camera around. Okay guys, so right about now what we're going to do is I've got the quad on the bench. I'm going to flip this camera around so you can watch it. Right, so here's what we're going to be looking at. Let me go ahead and just turn this around. This stupid radio would shut up for 5 seconds. Let's put this back up here, turn it around, and you can see the drone right here, okay? Now it's running 3-inch props. Okay, so have patience. Right, but here goes. Ready? I'm just going to crank it so we can see it go smooth. Going to fly it around, make sure it is perfectly stable. Everything on this is great. And there you go. Like, I'm just messing around. Okay? It looks like, let me turn this off. This stupid thing, I can't listen to this lady's voice anymore. So here's the deal. Let me go ahead and switch cameras here. Bear with me 1 second. Okay, let's do this. Let me turn this around now. And let's go, whoops. Let's go this route. Okay, here. All right, what it looks like. Grab the drone. I mean, everything's great. Okay, so what it appears is that the person who had this, we can compare, for example, let's try something just to see how close I am to being right about this, okay? Because honestly, this person, nice guy, but, you know, insisted the drone was bad. Like, just kept saying, well, the drone's bad. And it's like, look, based on what I'm seeing, it's not the drone. It's most likely, probably a setting in the PIDs or whatever. But let's just look at what we've got, okay? So here's the drone right now, right? And everything is great. Motors are fine. Obviously, like I said, I flew small props with them indoors. I've got no reason to sit there and crank out more power than I need. But let's do a few things here. So first thing I can tell you is we are flying stock PIDs at this point, okay? We did our calibration to make sure the motors were in. I did one shot to calibrate the motors. You can change that at any time. You can go over here now and just go to D-Shot 600 if you'd like, and go ahead and pump this up. It doesn't matter. And you could change this to 8 if you want. I don't fly it that way, but if you'd like to, you go right ahead. Everything else can stay the same, no problem. So that's all set, right? But here's where we're going to see something. So let's go to our CLI. And let's do this. Let's do a dump file. Okay. And let's go to our. Okay. Now let's open the notepad. And here's the ones that I had. This is what the customer had, right? So let's just go down and, okay, let's keep going here. And I'm going to set his profile is 0 here. And his profile is 0 here. So here's his dump file. And start looking at the differences, okay? So you can go line by line and you can see where these have deviated from what was the factory settings. And let me see if I can just put these side by side, and I guarantee that if I put this profile back, I'm going to have the same problem. Okay, so this is where, and I'm not trying to spend a ton of time on this, but I am trying to at least make it clear that when somebody says there might be something wrong, so let's look. Okay, you can already see many of the differences. Okay, so here we go. We have the VBAT gain. I'm not really sure why it's on in his case on this 5-inch, but let's just keep going down. So our big issues appear to be starting up here with our low pass filters. Okay, and let's keep going down. So we'll take that relax word and go right here. I think that would be the first one. Relax RP. So let's do that here. There we go. Okay. Okay. So already we've had changes here. You can see that there are changes across the board here. Okay. And they seem to be generally in this area right here. So this does look like the problem is going to be from the PIDs being changed. All right, and I'm not trying to stall here. I'm basically just looking as I talk, trying to see what else we got. So let me see if I have this. Where else we're at? So let me launch control normal, launch control on 20. Okay, yeah, these are all fine. Okay, and then on the rate profile, let's see what he's got. Okay, so we don't have a rate profile 0. Everything else here does look pretty good. Hey, I'm finishing a video. Let me call you right back. All right, bye. It's the rate profile right here. Okay. So the best thing we can say is that it looks like if the PIDs have been changed, and now that they're back to the standard, it looks like this quad is flying very level again. Okay, so I know it's taken a while, but this is for the customer so he can see it. So I'm going to go ahead and put this back together now. All right, now that we've got this done and the quad is actually stable and flying, one thing that we do need to do, and I am going to get this taken care of right now, is I'm going to go to the CLI. I was copying and pasting a few.
Telemetry lost.
Oh, shut
Telemetry
up. I was
recovered.
copying and pasting a few things here. I'm going to go back to our notepad of the CLI that I've done, which is going to be this one here, and I want to go to my profile 0.
Telemetry
Here
lost.
it is.
Telemetry
And I want
recovered.
to copy all this back in there because I changed it. So let me make sure I do that. Copy, and then paste into there. Okay. Save.
Telemetry lost.
Okay, I'm just turning
Receiver
it.
still
Shut.
connected.
I'm gonna turn my
Telemetry
radio off.
recovered.
Shut up. Okay, now let's connect. Let's reset. Let's go to our PIDs, make sure everything looks good. And we go to profile 1. And if I say reset all of the profile values, we're all going to go back to the same thing anyway, which is the default here. And 42, 46, 45, which should match what we've got in our right up here, 42, 46. Where am I at? 42, 46, 45. So exactly. Now, I do need to get the VTX settings, so let me go ahead and go there under the dump file, and let's get the VTX. So, because I do not believe so let's go ahead and take the VTX table here. Take all of these and let's click copy. If I'm not mistaken, I do not have a VTX. Let's go to configuration here and let's go ahead and set up smart audio now. So here we're going to put VTX IRC tramp, and then here we'll put ESC. Okay, let's click save. All right, and then we'll connect. Now if I go to video transmitter, I don't have the file loaded, right? It's missing. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into our CLI and we're going to paste that. Right? It did paste, right? Oops, that's the wrong stuff. Hold on. Let's go to our CLI. That's my mistake. Let's go here, go to Notepad, and we're going to do our dump file here. Copy this, come on over here, paste it, hit enter, hit save, and then when I connect, I should now have my table, and there it is with everything set. Okay, so that should be good. We're good to go there, and everything else pretty much is done. So this would be the file that I would say under our setup we're set. Okay, under everything here is set, configuration is set. You could change here. We'll go ahead and turn this on. Just click save on that. And let's connect. And then let's go to configuration. And let's see what else we have. Turn on OSD. Say I do not keep air mode on. Okay, reset. Calibrate. Receiver I'll have to set for himself. Modes I set for me. Horizon and off horizon, which means that I put my air mode on. He has pre-arm and stuff that he'll have to do. And that pretty much is it. So now we're going to go ahead and save this and call it the final. So let's do a dump. Okay. Copy. Right click, run, notepad, paste, file, and then we're going to save as, and this time we're going to put it in the beta flight configuration as well. So beta flight, let's see, beta flight, HGLRC, and we're going to call this one the, let's see, the Wind5 Lite. Wind5, is that L-I-T-E, 6S, yes, Predator 5 dump file, okay, and it's 033021, okay, let's click save, okay, and then we'll also file, save as, and we'll go to his folder, software, customer files, RMA 5580, and then we're going to do save right there. Okay, and this drone is working perfect. So let's go ahead and close that out, and we're done, guys. So that pretty much wraps it up. So again, as much as I know a lot of people, look, here's the deal. Everybody has quads. Everybody flies. Everybody's done a lot of flying to consider themselves good at it, and I don't doubt anybody's skill in flying. But here's the deal. When it comes to troubleshooting, it's a little different because on troubleshooting, there's so much more frustration on the customer side. I'm used to this. That's all I do is I troubleshoot for people. And we do a lot of the warranties for HGLRC and everybody else. So when people get this, you know, when people are like, oh, it's the drone's bad, I want to replace it. And it's like, look, it really doesn't need to be replaced. What needs to happen is we have to find out what's causing the problem. And in this case, what's causing the problem is the adjustments on the PIDs, on the rates, and those changes seem to have caused the system to go kind of wonky. when we went back and set defaults, and that is something I will tell you guys you should always do, go back to doing your defaults. Once you start on defaults, if you can't repeat the problem, you're great, okay? There's no problem then. So that's what solved it here. I'm gonna finish putting this VTX back together and then we're gonna be done, guys. If you have any questions, you can always hit us up. Please follow us on our Facebook page and go to our groups and join right there. And then as always, I would always appreciate your support if you please subscribe to this channel. These are customer RMAs, so they will be a lot more long-winded because these are intended for the customers to be able to see their repair and understand what's going on. If you have a repair, you can always hit me up and I'll be more than happy to help you out with it. Other than that, guys, God bless, be safe, and don't forget, spend as much time as you can with your family. Never know how much time you have left, so please make the most of it. You can always fly later, and we'll talk to you soon. God bless, guys. Peace.